Hello everyone. Today we are going to revise the network security and management subject, fifth unit, that is web security. So in the web security we'll see some important questions from the question paper. So this is the first one question. Explain client server architecture for web. So as I already have explained in the classes what is meant by client server architecture and what is meant by web. So here www or a web both are same only. It is synonym for web. Synonym is a www. So what is web? As you know, web is a nothing but it is a global space of a span where you can browse the or collect the any kind of information through the internet. So the web is a basically an infrastructure of information. So this information is stored on the web servers and it uses the internet to transmit the data around the world. So which medium they are using here? The internet. Through the internet only the communication can be done on the web. So these servers run the special programs. So that allows you to send the information to be transmitted to remote computers which are running on the web browser. So you know what is meant by the web browser. What is a web browser? Web browser provides the services through that you can use the facility of internet. So as here they are given the figure where you can show the internet is a common connection in which the computers can communicate using a common addressing mechanism, that is IP, Internet Protocol, with the TCP/IP connection. So here you can see the diagram. So here HTTP protocol. What is meant by HTTP protocol? Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which allows you to communicate between the client PC to the server. So HTTP protocol gives the communication. Here HTML page, you know what is meant by HTML page. HTML is a web page. Okay, Java www web page. Here HTTP protocol provides the communication between the client's machine, that is the web browser, to the web server. So how they are connected? Through the internet. And here the TCP/IP protocol is used to transfer the information or download the information to the web browsers. So here you can see the web server and browsers. So here these are many HTTP Java web page is there where the presentation layer is there. HTTP supports the session. TCP/IP supports the transport layer, and IP internet protocol which gives the network. So the WW is a structured with the client and with the server. So where a client accesses these services, the servers can either be a local or available through the global network. So what they are told that the server is available through the local or a global network. So normally requires the connection over local area network. So here you can use the LAN here. But a global connection normally requires the connection to the internet service provider, that is also called as a ISP. So this provider also known as an internet access provider, sometimes as interconnectivity provide this. So they provide the mechanism to access the internet and have required hardware and the software to connect from the user PC to the internet. Okay. So here these access is typically provided through the connections where you can use the different type of connections. Okay. So the mainly here what the web browser is connected to the internet to the web server, which makes the use of these different layers on the where you can use the LAN man or anything where they are providing the different kind of services. Let's see the next question. Question number 2. Indicate the security of threats based while using the web. So here some threats are there. Threats means what now? As I already explained in the class, you also know what is meant by threats. Threats are the some damages provided to the organization assets or your industry assets. Okay, so which are the different threats are there? So there are types of security threats which has to be faced using the web. So like integrity is there, confidentiality is there, authentication is there, and denial of services are there, where these are the different type of threats you can see, and some consequences for that threat is there, and how their countermeasures are there. So first, integrity. You know what is meant by integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is a nothing but when the data has been transmitted from one side to another side, at that time you need to maintain the originality of a message. If you are maintaining that originality of a data, then you can say the integrity is achieved. On that, threats are the modification of user data. As I told now only, the integrity means what? We have to maintain the originality. If they are modified, the threat is on the integrity is modification of user data. And if it is modified, then what consequence we have to face? Loss of information. Then if the data is modified, then you cannot get the original information. And how you can measure that or countermeasures? By the cryptographic checksum algorithm. Okay. Second is the confidentiality. So on the confidentiality, what you are maintaining? The confidentiality of a data. So only authorized person can view the data. So at that time, the on the confidentiality, the threat, which threat will occur? Eavesdropping. Eavesdropping on the net, theft of information from the server, or theft of a data from the client, information about network configuration, or information about which client talks to the server. So eavesdropping is what? Unknowingly you have to listen the discussion of others, or taking the information from authorized person without knowing him. Okay, that is called eavesdropping. So at that time we have to face the consequences that we will lose the information. Then how you will come to know? By encryption. You can make that, or web proxies also used here. Then authentication. Authentication can be done by using giving the user IDs and password, or even some biometric things are there where you can provide the authentication. Then threat on this authentication is impression of legitimate users. So you are pretending as a authenticated person, but that person is not authenticated. Then misrepresentation will be there. Okay. At that time, cryptographic techniques are used to come out from that. The next one is a DOS. DOS is called as a denial of services. So denial of services means what? Intentionally you are blocking the websites or the resource where the authorized person should not get that information. So here you are killing of user threads. User can be authorized person can be deleted there. So they don't get the important message. Then disrupting is there. Then it is very difficult to prevent from such a attack, DOS attacks. So here the killing of users is there. Then flooding machines, bogus threads are there, filling up disk or memory is there, isolating machine by DNS attack. So these type of different attacks are there in the DOS of a denial of services. So these are the important thread you need to face when you are working on the or when you are browsing on the internet. Okay. Let's see the next question, that is question number 3. List the parameters of SSL session state. So now we'll see some an SSL means of secure socket layer, which is used to provide the security on the internet. So an SSL session state is categorized by the different parameters. Those are session identifier, peer certificate, compression method, then cipher specification is there, then master secret is there, is resumable is there. So what is meant by SSL identifier? An arbitrary byte sequence is chosen by the server. Who will choose that arbitrary code? By the server. For why they are choosing that? To identify active or resumable session state. So what? Here the session identifier, what they will do? They will choose the byte sequence. By choosing this byte sequence, they will identify an action. Okay, that is why it is called session identifier. Then second one is peer certificate. So here an XPy09 version 3 is certificate of the peer. So to this element of the state may be null. Then next is the compression method. So the algorithm used to compress the data prior to encryption. So priorly you have to decide which compression method has to be selected. The next cipher specification. Here it specifies the bulk of a data encryption algorithm and the hash algorithm is used for the MAC. MAC means what? Message authentication code. Okay. Then next is a master secret. So what is this master secret? It contains the 48 byte secret shared between the client and server. What they are sharing here? 48 bit secret code is shared between the client and the server. The next is parameter comes is resumable. So is resumable, here they use the flag which indicates whether the session is allowed to initiate a new connection or not. So these are the parameters are used in a SSL session state. Let's see the next question. That is question number 4. List the SSL parameters of SSL connection state. Till now you have seen the SSL session state. Now we'll see the parameter of SSL connection state. So here you need to explain all these points in a detail. So we'll one by one I'll explain it now. So server write MAC secret code. So this is the first parameter. What it indicates? The secret key used in calculating the MAC. MAC means what? Message authentication code value for a data which is being sent by the user to the server. The next parameter is the client write MAC secret. So client write MAC secret, the secret key is used in calculating the MAC value for the data sent by the client here. Okay. The next one comes the server write key. Server write key, the symmetric key encryption key for data is encrypted by the server and decrypted by the client. So what the key they are using here? Server write key, the symmetric key. Symmetric key encryption structure they are following. So already you know what is meant by symmetric encryption key, where both sender and the receiver make use of the same key. The next one is client write key. So client write key, here also they are using the symmetric key encryption key for encrypting the data by the client and decrypted by the server. Okay. The next parameter comes, that is the initialization vector. So an initialization vector, it is also called as IV, for each key used by a block cipher operating in a CBC mode. You know what is meant by block cipher, also you know what is meant by CBC mode. Block cipher means what? One input at a time and you have to produce the one output block for at a time. And CBC is a cipher block chaining mode. So it is maintained. So the vector are initialized by the SSL handshake protocol, and it is also finally ciphertext block for each record is preserved for use as the initial vector with a different records. Okay. Next one is the sequence numbers. So here each party maintains separate sequence number for the transmitted and receiver message. What they are doing? They are maintaining the separate sequence numbers for transmitted as well as for received message to the each connection. So these are the parameters are used in the SSL connection state. Let's see the next question. That is question number 5. Explain SSL record protocol. So what is meant by SSL record protocol? So SSL record protocol sits directly above the TCP protocol. So here this protocol provides the main two services, confidentiality, and which services it provides? Mainly two services, confidentiality and message integrity. So the nutshell, this protocol is in the charge of taking the actual data that the server wants to send to client or that the client wants to send to the server. So what they are doing, they are taking the actual data which is being sent to the client and to the server. So fragmenting the data into the blocks, applying authentication and encryption primitives to each block and handling the block to TCP/IP for transmission over the network. On the receiver side, the blocks are decrypted, verified the message integrity, reassembled and delivered to the higher level protocol. So these all things are done in the SSL record protocol. So mainly what they are doing, they are providing the two services on confidentiality and message integrity. Along that, they also contains the operation of the SSL record protocol. It consists of the 5 steps. In the first step, they are doing the application data is there, fragmentation is there, compress is there, add, match, encrypt, append, everything is there. Okay. So here next we will see that compression. So what the compression will do? This is an optional step. It requires a lossless compression and carries the stimulation that the size of the input block will not increase by more than 1024 bits. Means what we have to do? We have to see that the block size should not get increased by 1024 bits. Next you have to adding the MAC. So this step computes the code for the block. So the MAC is appended to the compression message block so that you can add more security to the data. Encryption, you already know, I have explained that in a class. What is meant by encryption? It is a process where you are converting the original data into the coded format. Okay. So let's see the next question. That is question number 6. Explain handshake protocol. So it must becomes aware of what algorithm you are using for compression techniques, for authentication purpose and for the encryption purpose. So all of that information is generated by the which protocol? This SSL handshake protocol. So the SSL handshake protocol is also responsible for the server and the client to authenticate each other. And so what they are doing? The server and the client is authenticating by using the SSL handshake protocol. So here this SSL handshake protocol works in 4 different phases. That is phase 1. What phase 1 will do? Here they will establish the security capabilities. So security capabilities are established through the including protocol version, the session ID is included, then cipher suit is there, compression method is there, and initial random number is there. Through that, what they are doing? In the phase, they are providing security. In the next phase, that is phase 2, the certificate is being assured. So the server may send certificate key exchange and request the certificate. Server signals end of hello message phase. Okay. Here in phase 2 they are issuing the certificate. Then by using the key exchange. Then phase 3, here client send the certificate if it requested. If you are requesting the if they are requested, then only the client sends the certificate. And how they are sending? By key exchange algorithm, where client may send the certificate for a verification purpose. The next phase 4, here they are changing the cipher suit and finishing the handshake protocol. So in these 4 phases they are performing the security task. Okay. Yes. So here you can see the diagram where how the different phases are working together. So this is the first phase where client say hello, then server will receive that, server say hello, then to assure that the certificate is issued, server key, how they are giving the certificate? By the key exchange, where the certificate is requested, then client is assuring that certificate, and then the server say hello and it is the task is done. The same in the phase 3, certificate key exchanging, certificate verifying done, and then in phase 3 the change of the task, change of the communication is happened, that CPR specification is done, and then finally what they are doing, finally they are finishing the task. So note that the shared transfer are optional or situations depend the message that are not always sent. So these are the action provided by the handshake protocol. So for the final exam, if it comes, you have to explain this diagram and you have to explain. Let's see the question number 7. Explain the flow of transaction in set with a diagram. So here the sequence of events are associated with a set. So the set is the many different transaction flows is there with associated with a set. Here you can see the diagram which indicates the set transaction flow. So here you can see in this diagram what all things are there. So these are the components of the diagram. The certificate authority is there, then customer opens account, customer satisfies the things, merchant certificate is there, merchant verification is there, customer. So here they are given the order. First order is the customer opens account, then customer will verify them, then merchant will do that, customer placed order, the merchant certificate is there before placing the order, then merchant verified that, then order has payment has been done, then request payment authorization is there where their payment gateway is there, through that they are doing the payment, merchant confirm order is there and merchant will fill the orders, and lastly the merchant request payment has been done successfully. So here the customer opens an account and obtains the credit card account with a bank to support the electronic payment and a set. So this customer receives a certificate after suitable verification of identity. It establishes a relationship between the customer key pair and the credit card. So merchant have a certificate consisting one key for signing a message and one for exchanging the key. So the customer receives the merchant key. So in this order what they have provided the numbers, in that order they are performing the transactions in a set. Question number next we will see, that is 8. Explain set participants or explain set component and their relationship. So set participants include the card holder and the merchants. In addition to the issuer is there, acquire payment gateway and certificate authorities are there. So as you can see here, this is a set component diagram where issuer is there who will issue the certificate authority to the internet and merchant will receive that to the internet. Payment gateway is there, acquire payment network is there. So what this figure indicates the participant in the set system, which includes the card holder, then merchant in the addition to the issuer, acquire payment gateway and certificate authority is there. So what a card holder will do? So card holder is the electronic environment or a consumer and corporate purchaser which is interact with a merchant from the personal computer over the internet. Okay. Then merchant. This merchant is a person or organization that has goods or service which will providing to the card holder. Then issuer. This is a financial institution such as a bank which will provide the card holder with a payment card. Then acquire. What is acquire? This is also a financial institution that establishes an account with a merchant and process payment card authorization payments. Then payment gateway. This is the function operated by the acquire or designed third party that processes merchant payment message. The payment gateway interfaces between the set and the existing bank card payment network for authorization payment function. So this way there are these different components are there in a set. Participants who provide the different components and their relationship. So thank you everyone.